Welcome back to the channel and welcome to an edition of Where I Went Right. Where I went absolutely right. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the title. It might be this, it might be that, but for this one, I'm gonna say Where I Went Right. Not to, it's the same exact series. We just playing with the names. Well, I'm just playing with the names at this point. And yeah, Cash App gonna be right here, right around here, or is it gonna be over here? It's gonna straddle the line right there. But so if you guys want to tip, it was a pretty good card. Could have went perfect, but yeah. And I don't really feel like it was any true errors in the card, like no big errors. It just obviously was one loss that was like one sided. Outside that, very few mistakes on the card. And even as far as like my Discord, I think only had one. Yeah, I only had one thing didn't go right. So I went like what, 6 and 7 on bets, and definitely well in the plus money on bets. But anywho, yeah, that is what that is. So if y'all want to tip, the cash app will be down here. If you tip me like $10 or whatnot, at least $10. You tip me 50 or something like that, $10, then just like leave your just let me know. Like follow me on Twitter. My Twitter is King of Crackdown. My IG is King of Crackdown 5095. Just let me know because it's not like I could track your cash app back to you. But what I'm trying to say is that you pay $10. I'm like I've started monthly up for my Discord, so you could look at my predict. Well, you already know my predictions, but my bets and stuff, and some more stuff as well. Some more private content as well, like stuff like that. You get more access. But so like you tip like $10 or anything, well not anything, but you tip at least $10, then I'll let you in for the monthly. So you just tipping out of like this support or congratulations or whatever the case may be. Congratulatory if that's a word. But then like that'll be in at least 10. Then I'll put you in the monthly. But you gotta like let me know on Twitter so I can actually send you a link. So at least 10, you tip 50, then you get a whole lifetime. That's lifetime. That's 20 years, 40, 50 years for life. Yeah, right now, like I said, still very much the beginnings of it. So it's like, why am I getting such a good value? Why is lifetime? 50 is a lot of money, but for a lifetime, that's a pretty crazy value. Because at this point, I'm still beginning. So that's big support. And that's an investment. Like investments pay off like over time or sometimes instantly. But the fact that you like willing to invest that much this early, you get lifetime. That's all I'm trying to say. But anyway, like I still got probably a good number of seats left on that. So if y'all want to do that, still up there. Monthly start. So you just want to peak $10 a month. If you want to support dollar, $2, 5 cents, whatever case may be, cash it right here again. But yeah, now to the actual video. I've been talking for 3 minutes, and y'all like I want to know where you went right, where you went wrong. But yeah, let me switch the chair around. You see the wall of beat up behind me like that. But yeah, let's look at the laptop and just go up down the list. So firstly, Myra Silver, Stephanie Egger. With this one, this actually no, that's not the one. I didn't put that one in my. It was a McKenna fight where in the parlay I picked to go the distance. That's the one I went wrong in. Every other bit of that parlay went solid, but that McKenna yeah, the McKenna one did not go the distance. But yeah, that's the one. That's the parlay that didn't go through. But yeah, first fight. So let me start off. I won 8 of 10, 8-2. So solid card, 80%. Lovely, lovely. Love to see it. But now start the card off. First fight, Mauro Bueno Silva versus Stephanie Egger. It's an odd fight. I can't say like, oh, I did so well with this one. I picked the right fighter. They won. I picked like this, like I think I picked decision or something. I just feel like Bueno Silva was just going to outwork her, but was able to get a submission off her back and stop Stephanie Egger. But we didn't see a tap, so still a lot of speculation around that. What's going to happen with that one? But it is what it is. Right pick. Can't say like, oh my gosh, I was so great with this one. It played out exactly as I thought, but a win's a win at the end of the day. And a finish is pretty good as well. Pretty stellar. Next fight, Corey McKenna versus Miranda Granger. Got this one right as well. Like I said, in my parlay, McKenna got the finish, so it messed up that one parlay. But anywho, Corey McKenna versus Miranda Granger with this one. Yeah, with Miranda Granger, this one. I just feel like Miranda Granger really hadn't beaten no one, and even though she was long and all this and whatnot, grappling was a bit questionable, and it wasn't like her output was so big. I mean, so great or anything. And she was so technical on her feet. I feel like McKenna could mix up with her feet and she'd be able to get takedowns. And she was able to get takedowns, but I didn't think she would be as dominant on the ground. Like she would just be able to tap her out like that, or just be had that much success in just transitioning on her. But made it look pretty easy on the ground. And Grinder certainly helped by holding onto that guillotine or holding onto the neck, allow that easy Von Flue choke. Like have you been watching fighting? Have you been grappling that? That's such a amateurish mistake. So that amateurish mistake cost me a parlay, but it is what it is by McGregor. But a solid pick. And I mean, she was able to do exactly what I thought she was able to do, but to a greater degree. So good pick. Definitely not perfect, but great and pretty much on the money right there. Next fight, Brian Battle versus Kachi Sato. This one I thought I had battle here, so right person, not the perfect pick. I think with Sato, and not with Sato with Battle. I just thought I was kind of concerned about him going down in weight. I feel like it would be more grappling maybe, or at least more volume. But it wasn't really like a high volume fight. The fight got lasted 44 seconds. So it wasn't a high volume fight at all. But I thought the case like Sato was a one-handed fighter. I saw Battle with his, stay moving, use lateral motion and throwing a volume. And Sato would kind of struggle with that. He'd just get out of work trying to find that one big punch or that one shot, and Battle would just take advantage of that. And I did think he was mixing the kicks in there, and obviously he mixed it into a better degree than I do. I thought he like doing leg kicks, doing like roundhouses up top, keeping Sato's one hand tied to his body so he can't fire it as well. But he put that on his dome and put him to sleep. But Battle looked good. I don't know if he's ready to really elevate it for this division just yet. Especially with the names he's calling out. Definitely liking the improvement, definitely liking the growth, but take it slow a little bit and get adjusted to this weight class and build your wins up and get better. Because the other guys have already been in this weight class and have already been grown into themselves at this weight class. Where this is you only one fight into this weight class, and one fight into this weight cut, and one fight into this body, this build. But definitely made some big improvements and definitely somebody to keep an eye out for. Next fight had Mikhail Alekchuk versus Sam Alvey, and this was a pretty easy one. I picked first round knockout. Alekchuk is not no bum at all. He was just pretty much undersized and one-dimensional light heavyweight. He definitely not a great fighter, but definitely not a fighter that anyone should sleep on and can hold his own, pretty much strike with anyone, whether it be a light heavyweight or middleweight. So the guy's no slouch there, and going pretty solid striker, pressure striker, good combinations, pretty tight defense for the most part. He did get a little bit aggressive trying to hunt the finish, but at the end of the day, he found it. I knew he was gonna be able to press Sam Alvey, and Sam Alvey had already been stopped several fights in a row. So just pressing him, that fight not really gonna go long. So I like under 1.5 with him there, and I put it in a parlay. So that played out just as I expected it to play out. Sam Alvey did show a bit more toughness than I thought he would, but still nonetheless got rolled up underneath the ring. Not a whole lot to say about that. Perfect pick, but to be expected. Next fight, Terrence McKinney versus Eric Gonzalez. Another perfect pick. I had McKinney via first round submission. I thought he would mix in the wrestling a little bit just to set it up like that, because you already got a guy that's expecting you and Eric Gonzalez who this guy's coming to knock me out. So I thought he might be a little bit more defensive, might be a little more counter-minded. Then McKinney, knowing that he has a big wrestling, big grappling, big talent advantage, big skill advantage over Gonzalez, I know he can mix it up and take it elsewhere and find an easier path to victory. I mean, he was touching him up pretty early. He did get caught with some counters, and he based on getting caught with some counters, then McKinney instantly transitioned to wrestling. A little bit different than expected, but not too far off. And I think it was a submission I was expecting a rear naked choke. I think on some apps, some sites, you couldn't bet the submission. I was thinking submission by rear naked choke. And also Gonzalez, I think, had one or two submissions lost by rear naked choke. That was a submission I was expecting. But first round submission, perfect pick. No more need to be said on that one. Next fight, we had Sergey Spivak versus Augustus Sakai, and this one's close to perfect as well. I was saying it's third round TKO. Even the video, go back and watch. I was second, not third. So I was close to perfect, but not perfect. Third round TKO was a second round TKO. Wasn't all that impressed with Sakai's striking, to be honest, even though that's the one thing he has. And Spivak showed improvements and growth in his grappling. I know he could exploit that on Sakai. I did have my concerns after that first round. He looked like he was getting a little bit tired, but he just went back to it and kept getting takedowns, and eventually just wore on Sakai. And I think he caught a second win as well in there, Spivak, because he was looking kind of tired. As Sakai started defending takedowns and kept getting back up. But eventually, he just found that second win, kept putting him back down, and then still started to really take advantage of him on the ground and was able to put him away. Also, he was finding that jab on. I think Sakai was just tired. Wasn't even moving his head, hands were low, He was finding that jab. He was actually out striking Sakai at that point. Sakai was just mouth breathing. I think the striking also gave him a second win. Like, hey, this guy ain't that big of a threat on feet right now. He's swinging, missing, hands low, tired. I'm touching with the jab at will. Now let me go back to wrestling. I gave him that second one, gave him that confidence, and just finished up what he was doing and was able to get him out in the second round. So another good win. Then the next fight we had Juliana Miller or Brogan Walker versus Juliana Miller for the tough finale, and I picked Juliana Miller. I was expecting like a decision. I actually thought it would be more competitive than this. I thought it would be really tight, but Juliana Miller be, Walker being more tactical, being more clean on the feet, and just in general. But Miller just being that young dog and just out there throwing a lot of shots, getting hit with some clean counters, but keep pushing the pace on her, and just overwhelming her with volume, and then eventually start getting like a couple takedowns, and just really edging out like by a slim margin, just like get that takedown like literally at the end of the rounds or in the third round up for grabs, and like she goes for a takedown and gets it like in the final minute or something, and ends up with some ground and pound, and the refs give her, I mean not the refs, but pretty much wins it in the final minute or 2 minutes. But it was a dominant. I mean, it was a dominant fight. It was a dominant fight. That's what it was. I feel like she beat her everywhere the fight took place. She was striking a Brogan Walker looked stiff, looked square, like she didn't know what she wanted to do. Miller was still looking not as all that clean on feet either, but she was landing, and Walker was struggling to land. Then Walker, and when she did have her moments, instantly went to the clinch just to get dragged to the ground. Like it didn't make no sense at all on Brogan Walker's side. She was losing everywhere, but the time she was winning, she instantly like said, "Hey, I'm winning. This shouldn't be happening." And then Miller took her down. So I feel like even if she didn't do that, she would have lost. But the fact that she did, this fight IQ just went to 0, turned into a really dominant fight for Miller, and she was able to put her out in the third round. But yeah. But I just say on point them with down someone, I say like these Ultimate Fighters is a thing that favors the young. Favors the young. You don't really see old Ultimate Fighters unless like heavyweight division, or it's a season of returnees trying to get a second shot in the UFC. It usually like gonna be the young person. And a lot of times the young person, everybody writes off that comes out and wins the finale. So that happened once again, and pretty much similar fast they come out and they shine in finales and dominate or make a statement. And she made a statement. Brogan Walker, I don't know about her. Like she's like 33, 34 years old. Can't see her making much of a dent. Can't really see. She's probably gonna struggle to even get a win in UFC. Probably gonna be in and out. Might not even get a contract. Well, yeah, I don't know what she is, but definitely could see her as somebody to fade going forward. Yeah, they definitely fade material going forward. The next fight we had Muhammad Usman versus Zach Pagwa. I'm probably still butchering his name. Yeah, still probably butchering that man's name, but it is what it is. Well, this one I feel like wrong prediction. Usman came out there and caught him. It was like quality over quantity. Pogba was just out there landing on him at free will, pretty much, and Usman was touching the air. I think he landed with like 11 shots or like 9 shots in the first round. Yeah, probably like 9 shots in the first round. Then 10 caught him with a punch, 11, 12. So I think he got 9 shots landing in the first round. Then he caught him with the punch, then 2 follow-up punches that made his total significant strikes 12. So 9 shots to like 32 or like 27 in the first round. Like really wasn't landing us and was hitting the air and barely touching anything. But I guess he drawed some energy from his brother, like against Jorge Masvidal too. Like people used to see that one punch knockout, I'm like, oh my gosh, Usman striking got so much better. Like, but in reality, most of that second fight, he was swinging and hitting air, looking very sloppy. And then he saw that he saw that one opportunity, landed it, and then that's the one thing people gonna constantly see him just touching Jorge Masvidal, lining him up, knocking him out, and then yeah, that's what people gonna remember. Not gonna remember the sloppy misses, just looking lost out there, swinging for air. That's kind of what his brother looked like in this fight. Like he looked like he was lost there, and then was just one punch landed. I mean, obviously Usman was wrestling like he has wrestling like that. Kamaru has wrestling. Muhammad Usman, we don't know about yet. Still trying to get it, but is it really ever gonna get there? It's not gonna get to his brother level, but is it ever gonna get to like significant level? Like he can really use it to great success against relevant heavyweights. That's the thing I'm talking about. But yeah. So Kamaru Usman obviously has that wrestling to go back to, but yeah, not like he's the most technical striker out there. Also got a jab, whereas his brother hasn't developed that yet. So his brother was very much lost out there, but he saw a tendency of the guy to throw a jab, pull back. So jab came back, his hand was sitting out there, caught him with the hook when he was leaning back, like pulling the jab back, and caught him, dropped him with a one punch knockout. So I can't say like, oh, what is really to learn from that? I can't say that. It's like if you got to pick right, you got to pick right. But was it really anything that's so great to say? I should lean Usman. Really, in the fight is another reason. Like just watching it, but yeah, not a whole lot could necessarily gain from that fight. But like a win's a win. So Usman got that win, and he gonna get better. Like he could go in camps. Like I was in landing. Only landed one punch really that whole fight, and I got to get better. Pogba, like I lost, and gotta fix up some tendencies. But like I said, I can't really take no great lesson from that fight. That's all I'm trying to say. So on to the next. Jeff Neal versus Vicente Luque was the next one. So I had two losses in a row. So I had the Usman one, and then I had this one, and that was all. So 8-2, 8-10. Second one was Jeff Neal versus Vicente Luque. And I guess the thing but yeah, I guess the thing I bit on more with this one was I saw how Jeff Neal, he did look pretty flat against Santiago Ponzinibbio, to be honest. He looked pretty flat against him. But I knew Luque like doesn't like move his head, and he's like pretty hittable. I don't know why people act like his chin is so iron. They're getting his chin confused with other people. I'm not saying Luque has a bad chin. He just don't have a super phenomenal chin. But anyway, like that's beside the point. The thing I guess to really look at more so was that Luque don't really have the best head movement. He's very hittable at times and like very square and don't really move his head too much. I knew that Neal had those straight shots that he could touch him with, but I saw that Neal, like I said, was looking flat. And even in this fight, like second round, like he kind of took that round off and allowed Luque to get back in the fight. Then third round, he just turned it on and got Luque out of there. So I had concerns about his tendency to get flat. Had concerns about the fact that he allowed Ponzinibbio just to eat the inside and outside of his legs up. And Luque, like I said, was doing that in the second round, was doing that a little bit in the first round, a little bit in the third round, but a lot in the second round. And Neal was allowed to do that in the second round. I thought that might be a path to victory. I thought Luque was better on the inside and stuff, but Neal was like, making an impact pretty early and consistently. So Luque was never really able to get going. Like from the moment he was getting picked apart, like really from the moment the fight started, like Neal just came in and was just taking him apart. Like I said, he allowed him that second round, but from the start, like picking apart and like Luque really never really got going, and Neal was dictating the pace of the whole fight or really in control of the whole fight. Luque had his moments, but he was never really fully in the driver's seat. But yeah, good one from Jeff Neal, and I think going forward, if he can get back to improving upon that takedown defense, like where it was when he fought Bilal Muhammad the first time, like with the shutdown takedown defense, probably work on that clinch game so people can't just lay on him and try to control him to the decision type thing. He can be very much a problem for everyone in this division and has championship potential, like in all honesty. But there's definitely some killers in this division that you gotta put above him. Still like the Kamzats and the Shavkats and stuff. Those people, like, yeah, that's a big question. But a lot of other people, and also he still gotta avenge the Neil Magny loss as well, or if it's possible. Yeah, but maybe even the Kevin Holland loss. So you got a lot of questions in this division, like 4 good fights that he might not be favored in, but a lot of fights to he's very promising in his top weight class. Also potentially Leon Edwards, if Edwards lose, that's not a good fight. Gilbert Burns is a good fight. I actually probably like him in the Gilbert Burns fight to win. But Luque on that side, I think Luque starts to need to take a big step back up and try to, needs to take a big step back and build himself back up. Like one loss, like the Muhammad loss was an upset, but I mean both these losses were upsets, but the Muhammad loss was a big upset. I picked Muhammad to win, so I was good on that one. But I was way far him. He's 0-2 in the last 2 fights, but so Muhammad won, but he didn't take much damage. This one he took a lot of damage and got beat up the whole fight for the most part and finished for the first time in his UFC career. So you need to take a big step back, and try to build his way back up. Still a very promising fighter, but it definitely looked like his ceiling's being established. Like he's not really looking like a future title challenger or anything. He might be looking like maybe a high level gate guardian or gatekeeper. I say guardian, but yeah. But Neal fully put himself back in the picture in a big way. So congrats to him. And that was my last L on the card, 8-2. Now my last W, Jamal Hill versus Thiago Santos. My last W in the last fight on the card. And this one, like I'm ultimately, I mean, good win for Jamal Hill. Like in some ways, it's bittersweet in ways. It's pros and cons to his win. And in reality, he probably has one of the better wins of over Thiago Santos. Thiago Santos is on is he on a losing streak? Yeah, he is on a losing streak. On like a 1 fight losing streak. Now he's on a 2 fight losing streak or something like that. I think he beat Walker in between there somewhere. But like look at what's his name? Alexander Rakic fought him to a very uneventful, close decision. Jamal Hill stopped, so he did better than him. Who else? Ankalaev got dropped in that fight and was dominant for Ankalaev. Mine getting dropped one time, but he didn't get to finish. Hill got to finish. So It's not among the worst decisions. I mean, among the worst victories over Thiago Santos. I feel like it's among the better victories over Thiago Santos as far as people that have beaten him. I think Glover might have the best win over him, but then again, look at everybody else. Everybody else got hurt, like hurt. Well, Rackett didn't get hurt, but he fought a very close fight that if you wanted to, you could have robbed him and gave it to Thiago Santos. To be honest, it was that close. Glover got hurt and had to rally and tap him out, and Goliath got hurt at some point, and then like just pretty much continued to hold him his cage to a decision. Jamal Hill was never hurt, but it was a much harder fight than expected. It should have been like an easy walkover, but Thiago Santos was out there doing okay on the feet and had good success with the wrestling for a period of time. But that wrestling wore him down, and it's the strikes from Hill wore him down eventually, and then Hill was able to put him away. But it definitely shows vulnerability still in his wrestling. It shows his improvement, but also still vulnerability because there's gonna be far, far better wrestlers in the division. But who knows? Like Santos got his awkwardness to him as well. He's so fast and so powerful, so explosive, even at a later age and with bad knees. So fighting him is gonna always be a little bit weird for the most part, for most people, even some high level people, because like you always gotta worry about that little quick twitch and you get touched and then you be lights be out. Whereas the other guys, they're gonna probably be more tactical, better wrestlers, but they're not as unpredictable, they're not as fast, not as explosive. So it's different wrinkles, and Jamal Hill getting this win is only gonna make him better, but definitely raise some eyebrows, raise some concern about like can Ankalaev potentially mix some kicks in there, then keep striking relatively close, drag him to the mat, and take advantage of it there. Can he be a guy like Anthony Smith, who's pretty well rounded? So I favor him against Anthony Smith. Ankalaev, feeling more Ankalaev right now. I still like him against Jerry pretty much because Jerry's not really an offensive grappler, and Jerry chin isn't super great and gets rocked pretty much every single fight he's in. It leaves openings I feel like Jamal Hill could exploit. So he's very much a puzzle piece. Like these guys, like I feel like could beat some people, lose to some people. Right now, I feel like Ankalaev is probably the most dangerous matchup for him. Above him right now. You got still got Dominic Reyes in the ranking. I feel like he's a better boxer than Dominic Reyes, and Dominic Reyes' offensive wrestling isn't all that great. But if he could potentially get him the mat, I feel like Dominic Reyes has this good opportunity to maybe tap him out or look to tap him out. But I'm not even gonna say all that. I favor him over Smith, favor him over Smith, favor him over Jerry right now. Smith, Jerry, and Reyes, but Ankalaev and Glover could potentially be dangerous matches up for him. Oh, even Jan could be dangerous matchup for him. Ankalaev could be dangerous matchup for him, and Glover could be dangerous. But Glover's only gonna get older and like father time or mother time. Well, yeah, father time's undefeated, so Glover's getting up there in age, and also Jan's getting up there in age. So eventually, like give it a year or two, and then Jamal Hill's gonna get further into his prime. They're gonna get further into their 40s, and he's gonna be fair to beat him. But like again, like the relevant factors are still kind of like Dominic Reyes, Jerry, and Ankalaev. Those guys, some good matches for him. But anywho, went 8-2, 8-10, solid night. And again, PayPal will be somewhere along here if you guys want to just tip. If you want to tip, it'll be there. If you happen to tip $10, then you get the monthly. Just DM me and like on my Twitter or on my IG, which I'll try to leave in the description below. So you want to DM me on that and tip me like $10, then you'll get the monthly. And if you just happen to be a big tipper and tip 50 or more, then in DM and all that, then you get lifetime. So still on the table, whatever you want to do, whether you want to do anything or do nothing. And also, let's do another thing. Tip like $1, $2, whatever one gets the, as far as the series. I know some people like they love the Where I Went Wrong as the title. Some people prefer the Where I Went. So I think most people prefer the Where I Went Wrong is the title. Some people prefer the where, post fight recap. Some people like that. But yeah, if you want to do a thing like this, whatever one gets the most tips, like this leaving the tip thing, where I went right, where I went wrong, or post fight recap or some other title, and whatever one gets the most tip with that title in their Cash App will be the title of the next week's video. So, and even the pre-video, like you could do both. You could do slash like where I went wrong, and slash before I go wrong, or slash pre-cap slash post-cap, whatever case may be. And again, right here, just Cash App me and then do the slash, but only if you want to. And that's the video. 8-2, 8-10, solid card. And let's keep the steam going, and let's keep these bets going well well and like join the Discord. It's still free, but if you want to get the full picks, then the full prediction, well, not the full picks, but the full bets, then that $10 a month, $50 a lifetime. This that will get you the full bets is all. And that's the video. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and come back for more videos. Peace.